What's up, guys? Mr. Dan here. Welcome to Dollar Tree Theater, brought to you by Hobbs Horror. Today we have a 2014 film, The Redwood Massacre. I did talk about this briefly in a haul video a few weeks ago. I have some more Dollar Tree haul videos coming out soon. By the way, I've just been busy with Wild Eye Week and some other projects. And I do remember reading the back cover to you guys where it says, talks about a killer who has remained dormant for 20 years has returned. You know, and I made the comment that, like, 20 years, what's that? That's nothing compared to, like, Leatherface. Or Michael Myers. At any rate, this seems to be a pretty well-regarded slasher film that some people have picked up. And overall, it was pretty good. Perhaps my expectations were a little too high, considering that I found it to be, well, like I said, a pretty good slasher film. Nothing groundbreaking. I mean, I guess if you get that from the Dollar Tree, that's a win. Maybe that's kind of the way some of the other reviewers were thinking of it. It's not bad. It's just there's not a lot that's different, I don't think. I don't know. Okay, so anyway, you have, and I'll tell you I'll explain what I mean. You start out with some campers, okay? And you've got a guy and his girlfriend going to camp with some other people, including his ex-girlfriend, who has funny eyebrows, by the way. Anyway, and then you have another friend who's kind of like the sort of the plain Jane type, you know, kind of wants to keep the peace. And they're also looking to hook up with another guy who's meeting them. He's coming in via mountain bike, and he does not show up on time. And basically, I mean, they're stalked by, you guessed it, this killer on the cover. And yes, there is a backstory that's well known in the parts. And yes, one of the characters tells the story of the backstory, complete with a flashback about how this guy became a murdering psychopath. And, you know, it's called the Redwood Massacre, so you would expect that he would be using, among other weapons, an axe, which he does. It's pretty good. I mean, some of the dialogue and the interactions from the characters is like kind of a little bit cringe. Like the new girlfriend that the one character brings is pretty over the top obnoxious. I mean, she's not ready to go camping. Pretty much, you know, everything you've seen in a movie that involves camping outdoors with a killer on the loose is pretty much in this film. Okay, so there is an old kind of beat up farmhouse, which I believe was the farmhouse of the individual that well, I'm not going to spoil anything if I say the individual that killed some people and then disappeared and then resurfaced as the killer. Okay, it's a pretty cool setting. You know, it's grimy and dirty and just tons of different rooms and all kinds of farm implements and, you know, places to get chained up. And okay, so along the way we do meet some other victims, and we also meet an individual who is coming to look for the killer with vengeance in mind. That sequence there was pretty good. It always drives me crazy when someone has like the drop on a killer and doesn't do anything with it. I mean, the guy shows up with like a shotgun and you know, shotgun versus axe at 20 feet away. I don't know. I just, you know, how could you screw that up? But how do you think everything goes? I mean, it doesn't go well. It's pretty good. I mean, I did enjoy watching it, certainly. I mean, it kept my interest the whole time. It's basically a pretty good slasher movie. There's not much else to say. As far as the effects, now I did mention when I reviewed The House of Salem, I mentioned I compared a scene where somebody shot somebody, and you know, you saw the guy pull the trigger and then you saw a body on the ground. They didn't really show like the whole thing, probably for budget reasons. There's some kills, like, I should talk about the kills. There's some kills in this that are like that too, where an axe swings in the air and then you see someone's face as they're in agony, and you kind of see the axe, a close-up of the axe sinking into the you know, the faux body, the fake body, which it looked okay. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying you didn't really get an extravagant kill where you saw like the whole thing. And it's been a couple days now, so nothing is jumping out at me as far as kills go. The effects were pretty good. The blood looked fine. I mean, it looked like it was supposed to. Wait a minute, actually. Okay, hold on. I take that back. You had sometimes the blood. A lot of the characters get cut and are covered in blood for a lot of the movie. So you have like this blood running down their faces, and it's almost like black motor oil type blood. But then like the dried blood on their face or on another part of their body, their clothing will look more like, you know, conventional red blood. So there was that. Yeah, it was pretty good. Now let's talk about the sequel. There is a sequel coming out, and it will be starring Danielle Harris, who was in my last To Be Tuesday review of Shiver. You know, anytime you see her, every time I see her in a movie, you can't help but appreciate her a little more. And this plot line looks like some individuals are going hunting for the killer. Let's talk about the look of the killer in this. As you can see, it's kind of like a mask, kind of like almost like a burlap bag. So it's you know, you got Sackboy, and then you have masks. You have the original Town That Dreaded Sundown, Sack. This is almost like the best of both worlds, or combination. In the trailer for the sequel, someone holds it up and it actually keeps the shape. So apparently it's like a sack-like material that's been molded into a mask, and it looks pretty good. I'll be interested to see what they do with the sequel. And just like with the film Bunny, I really admire the effort that went into this. You know, same kind of thing. I have a lot of admiration for the effort that went into this, and I know there's a making of. I have to see if I check that out. You got a making of, and then you have. That's it. That's the special feature, a making of. So I probably should have checked that out before the review. But anyway, that's my review of the Redwood Massacre. Worth $1.25? Oh yeah, definitely. I'm quite sure I've got about a dozen Dollar Tree theaters coming up that aren't going to be as good as this one. Okay, hopefully not, but $1.25, sure. Or if it's on Tubi, or you can watch it for free, or even if you're a slasher fan, you want to rent it on YouTube for $4, I think it would be worth it. If you're in that kind of a mood and you like these kind of movies. Okay, there you go, guys. The Redwood Massacre. Thanks. Bye.